Hi, this is Nancy Joy with Weekly Reflections back from a sabbatical vacation in Florida. And I wanted to talk about something that I got a download on while I was away on my trip. I just finished a great book called Wild by Cheryl Strayed. And it's about a young woman who her life is quite dysfunctional, really falling apart, having a really hard time of things. And she decides to get her head together, heart together, whatever, and walk the Pacific Coast Trail, which is quite long, can't remember exactly, like maybe 1,800 miles, 1,600 miles long, going from Mexico all the way up through Washington. And she did that. And it's her story. But one of the things she says in there really is very similar to this download I got, so I want to share it with you. And she says, "Because even in my darkest days, I saw the power of the darkness. I saw the fact that, from all the wild places my straying had brought me, I knew things I couldn't have known before." And yeah, you can say, it's the value of the dark. But where I really wanted to go with this is I've been reading a lot lately from different teachers and channels, and I have said it a number of times myself, that as we move into and embrace the 5D reality we're now in, there will be no more duality. We won't experience duality. It's called the collapse of duality, whatever everyone's talking about, no more duality. And while walking on the beach last week, Ezekiel was talking to me, and he was very clear that this is not about collapsing duality at all. It's about consciously integrating duality, and that's I guess a pathway of mastery, you might say. And, if you think about it, for years the spiritual talk has been such as the end of duality. We've all wished for it, dreamed of it, feel our lives without that opposition and that polarity of, as we've said so many times, the Democrats, Republicans, abortion, not abortion, gays, no gay, marriage, whatever have you, the duality that our media press, the powers that be, foist upon us as a very negative thing and a very divisive thing. Within itself, duality is simply 2 points of view. And there really is nothing wrong with 2 points of view. I think it would be a sad world if there was just one point of view, which is, what some people propose for our planet, and certainly not the way we want to go. Different points of view, different races, different ways of thinking about things are healthy, but they are healthy when they are understood in the terms of the highest consciousness. So much of my spiritual work has been devoted to the integration of duality, and yet here I was also speaking about, well, we're going to have an end to this. There's no doubt about it, folks. Duality has been made the bad guy here and the scapegoat. And it really isn't about the duality. Of course, it's about what we do with it and how we learn from it and how we grow with it, like anything else. Because even in 5-dimensional reality, there will be male and female. There'll be darkness and light. There'll be a range of emotions. Some call them good, some call them bad. There'll be positive and negative, poles that create energy and electricity and movement on our lives and in our planet. So it's kind of like throwing the baby out with the bath. To pick something and make it the focal point, we project all our, if we didn't have this would be so much better, when really what we're being asked to do here is transform, to integrate 2 opposite points of view, 2 different ways of thinking into an integrated whole that takes advantage of the beauty of both points of view to create a new pathway forward. Wow, take a moment to understand that. If everyone on Earth right now could step into 5D, what we would be doing, it wouldn't be that we didn't run into opposites and polarities, dualities, but it would be that we would open up and say, all right, here's an opportunity to create something new. We can take this really good part of this and this good part of that and figure out how to create something new with it. And if you take the challenge, let's see if you can take the 5D duality challenge that I'm proposing here today. Really consciously look at your life and take something that you seem to be in opposition to, and that you harp on, and that it's always something you comment on or you talk about, and find in it the value. A lot of times the value of something dark, as Cheryl has stated, is that it pushes you back into the light, but with more depth and more consciousness, with more wholeness, let's say. Yes, we're all going to be one consciousness connecting with each other, but unlike, if you're a Star Trek fan, not like the Borg, where you're all thinking the same thing, but where you all realize you are absolutely connected, and that whatever you think and whatever you feel is affecting everyone else. That's a big difference. And as we open to that and understand that, we create the new reality. So this felt really important, and Ezekiel kind of said to me, this needs to be said. So you need to start today to think differently about this, to create differently with this, because I have it on good authority from, of course, my main source, but from a number of places, that this equinox coming up March 20th in just a few weeks here is going to be very powerful. It's going to be the reset button. This is the terminology that was used to me. It's going to be the reset button. All the programs are now downloaded. Anyone can actually use them, but when we hit the reset button, everyone will be using them on some level. And you will find April and May feels like we've been treading water, very frustrated in this new energy field. I'm pretty confident that as April and May dawn, well, I'm looking forward to spring anyway, but as April and May dawn, it's going to be a new thing, a really new thing. So enjoy what's coming this spring and pay attention to duality in your life. Pay attention to what you do with it, and have a good time with this and work on this, because there is not one of us right now that can't tune in on a place where we are in opposition and opposed to something, and create something new out of that energy of opposition, out of that energy of duality. So I call this the new 5D duality. Have some fun with this. Please look into the dolphins in June, the UK crop circle trip in August, and back to Egypt in November. And I am so excited. I'd like to hear from some of you, because Amro Munir and Mohammed, Amro is our Egyptologist and Mohammed is his partner in business, that is coming to the United States. And he's going to be in San Francisco, in LA, in the Denver area, in Sedona area, here in Iowa, Chicago, Kansas City area, and then I believe on to Georgia, to Atlanta before he goes home. So I would like as many people as possible to be able to connect with Amro. So if you have any interest in that, let me hear from you. We'll bring in Egypt to you. Have a great week. We'll see you again next week.